All right. How's it going, everyone? Gonna do my daily markups here on stream. I imagine there's a lot of action in the charts after FOMC. So, time for a reset. Guess we can start with indices here. I was able to catch FOMC manipulation here on ES. Pull that back up quickly. That's it. That the one? All right, I don't know where the trade went. There it is, maybe. Yeah, there it is. Let's just do a totally fresh markup here. High time frame. Group. Okay. And okay. What a distribution after that FOMC manipulation. That was insane. Starting here with ES, previous week high was taken out. We came down into previous week EQ and we got the move up from there. So I got previous week low. Okay, that's still good. All right. What did we do? Did we gap up today? That's confusing. Let's mark this daily fair value gap here on ES. Clearly it was clearly have internal to external playing out here. We have not hit the objective yet, which is possible opportunity for today. Here's our internal, of course. And let's see on NQ, what are we looking at? Okay, there's previous day high. Let me just turn the indicator on. I use this indicator, effects 4, just to quickly put previous day high, EQ, and previous day low on my charts. Just trying to save a little time every day, drawing so many lines. Okay, so we've already taken the objective here on NQ. So we do currently have this divergence at the moment. Kind of don't think that's going to last. All right, that's all we need there. Ah, I see. Okay. Okay, here was that FOMC manipulation into this daily fair value gap, sweeping out this sell side liquidity. Relevant low, obviously. And also previous week EQ is right there. All right. just clean this up and get the stuff that we really need. Of course, we didn't tap into this order block the way you see it on the daily, but certainly we did on other time frames. That can be tricky sometimes. If you're looking for order blocks on a certain time frame, it's an order block on it's a slightly different looking order block on another time frame. So, which do you believe? That gets a little bit into my IFC concept, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Actually, I caught the short, FOMC short, based on my IFC concept. Feel free to come onto the Discord. I'm happy to share that with you. Okay, so straight away we're opening right into the Statmap level. So it's probably going to be the type of day where I use midnight open for Statmap. Let me go ahead and put that setting on right now because we expanded right out of the gate. So this is exactly the type of day when you want to use this setting here, use New York midnight. All right. But that won't pop up until later. Let me keep it on for now just to kind of show you what I'm thinking for the day though. Obviously, we're about to reach this objective, and we probably will before doing anything significant. Probably just gonna continue here in Asia, I would guess. But if not, we can look for obviously a pullback into. Well, I'm sure we have an hourly fair value gap. Yeah. We could look for a pullback into these hourly fair value gaps here. Kind of doubt that's going to happen before we take that objective, though. Kind of doubt it. Mark that out. Actually, let me mark out this IFC while we're talking about IFCs. From right here. Boom. IFC, institutionally funded candle. This is the manipulation leg. Swept massive liquidity and created this move, this distribution. So super key level here, IFC. If we're going to go higher, I would love to see us revisit the IFC area as a point to retest. I don't think there's too much more to say about this. We're coming back to all-time highs. We can see what happens when ES hits this objective right here. I guess this is all-time high for right now. We can see if we get a reversal signature or consolidation or just continuations. That'll give us a better idea of what's going on. But yeah, basically that's it. If we get the chance, retrace the IFC area, look for reversals here. That might put us near a Statmap level as well. Depending where midnight open is, and then perhaps we can look for higher if that happens before taking the objective. All right. Obviously, this is our protected swing. Yeah, I think that's about it. Cool. All right, let's take a look at gold. Give me a moment while I clean up the mess here. Go back to the weekly. I have GC in the middle, I have gold euro on the left, and I have silver on the right. Alright. So primarily I'm trading GC, as I trade futures. So I just use gold euro for correlation, and silver. Silver I look at when it is actually correlated with gold, which is honestly not all that often. I prefer to use gold euro. Actually, let's keep this on. Might help. I've been using this fair value gap indicator. Again, just to show me stuff quickly, save a little time. So we have not taken this objective yet, which is quite interesting. We also have this one. These are relevant lows on the weekly. All right. It's interesting here because the XE chart is actually quite different, giving a totally different vibe than GC itself. As you can see on the weekly, we swept previous week low, and we're getting a solid move up, whereas GC is just dumping. So not the best correlation right now, actually. Obviously, that's because euro is doing its own thing. I think quite aggressively last time I checked out euro, which is not too often. All right. Silver dumping as well. As for key levels, we just have this here. And I guess we have this order block, weekly order block. All right. All right, let's look at the daily. All right, here we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday dumped, Thursday, here we are, okay. Wow, this is way off. All right, let's clean this up. Hmm. Looks like we'll probably have some 4-hour fair value gaps here to use to get lower and take this objective. Definitely going to come for that. I don't see us reversing here, that's for sure. All right. Guess I can mark these out, get them on the chart again. Though I don't think they'll be relevant for quite some time. All right. Maybe I'll turn this off. You can clearly begin to see here that XE is looking more like a market maker buy model, whereas GC is more of a sell model here, with this being the target. In this case, silver kind of is more correlated in the fact that it's dumping along with gold. All right, let's put that here. All right, let's get into the 4-hour. There's not too much here on the daily. Let's pull up Statmap. Okay, Statmap opening immediately high. Interesting. Okay, we have this nice 4-hour fair value gap up here. Obviously, having an open high is good if we want lower. That's a good way to start the day. Silver looking even weaker. Okay, there's Statmap. Okay, our Statmap level is here in this H4 fair value gap on silver. I think we can get rid of that weekly fair value gap. I think we closed through it. So this is another situation where we open right into the Statmap level on the opening candle. So we'll probably end up putting Statmap on midnight open as well here on gold. Of course, we have swept this relevant low. It's kind of what I'm seeing on OBS. All right. Let me pull up the chat here so I can see who's... There we go. All right. Cool. So yeah, as far as gold goes, you know, I would love to see us continue to open high into this 4-hour fair value gap, and then maybe reverse from there. We'll have a better idea what Statmap looks like in about an hour and a half at New York midnight. Highly doubt we reverse here without taking this. Highly doubt that. This is likely the target. So, okay. Let me see. I'll throw on session volume profile real quick. Just see if there's any naked POC in the vicinity. Okay, that's interesting. There is. There is this high volume spike here, right near PDQ. I will mark that out. This is just high volume area. That's all it is. You can see it right here. Highest volume area of the previous day. So that's likely where there's institutional volume injection to sweep this liquidity here. Should be better now. Should be a little bit better now as far as the blur. Really uncorrelated with silver as well. I mean, we already have this SMT here on the 4-hour. Right there. We'll mark the open on silver. It's really hard to use gold euro at the moment. Just kind of in a different world. I'll drop down a little bit clearly and we can look at that market maker buy model. See if we can expect it to hold. Alright, let's look at the 1-hour here. So here was an AMD reversal, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We came down to this order block here. It doesn't show any signs of stopping. I'd call this an IFC. Can probably get more specific with it on a lower time frame. Let's look at it on the 15-minute. Yeah, this is the move which swept, actually just swept this low. So it's somewhat discretionary what I call the IFC. I definitely am going to put it here because that's the minimum level that I would expect it to take. But I also like this candle here. As you can see, it created a fair value gap. I'll mark that one as well. But yeah, basically, if we're going to continue in this buy model, let's even pull a standard deviation on it. Okay. Not really respecting this here. Did we get a little pullback? Okay, we got a little pullback. Yeah, it doesn't show any signs of stopping, that's for sure. So, actually, I think it's a much bigger market maker buy model. Let's look at this actually on the higher time frame. Yeah, look at this. Okay, let's pull it from here. This is actually better. There we go. That's making more sense. Perfect. Yeah, okay. That makes a whole lot more sense. So then we're looking at it like this. Yep, amazing. And what is that, previous week high up here? I think so. I think it's previous week high. So this is XE. We have a low risk buy right here. LRB. And then we have our first stage accumulation. Here's our manipulation. Into this IFC, basically. And we can probably target previous day high. Most likely. I'm not going to say it works out like that always. I'm always really shocked when we get these and then we come down yet another time, manipulate twice before getting the move. But more often than not, we should see previous day high taken off of this manipulation. Unfortunately, I can't trade gold euro on any of my firms or challenges, so oh, okay, my computer just restarted. I'll just wait till it restarts again. I don't know what happened there, it crashed. One moment, I'll get that stream back up. Okay. There we go. So yeah. First stage accumulation, manipulation, distribution, previous day high. I can't trade gold euro, but this is really clean Clean setup. This is what I love to trade. Clear market maker models. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no way I can capitalize on it. But what I would do is I would put Statmap on midnight open when that occurs, and then we'd probably have a manipulation level somewhere around these IFCs. That's just probably where it would happen. I'm guesstimating. So just look for a move down and reversal somewhere around here to continue higher. That's what I was looking for on gold euro today if I could trade it. I'm sure we'll print a new 4-hour fair value gap as well. But yeah, as you can see, it's not really correlated with GC much. They are moving up off the open together today, though. Can say that. Just seeing what else we could possibly reverse off of with gold here today. We kind of have this order block, but it doesn't strike me as too significant. It didn't really do much. And my computer restarted again. I don't know what's going on. One moment. Try this one more time. If it happens again, I might give up, guys. All right. I know we got some people on YouTube as well. If you're on YouTube, come join us in the Discord. Free Discord, always. No VIP or anything like that. Yeah, so we have this order block here. Right near the previous day POC. That is where the volume injection is. So you could watch here as well. When we do have Statmap midnight open, I imagine the bearish manipulation level. Okay, it crashed again. All right, guys, I'm going to give up on this. I'm going to set it up differently next time. I don't know what's going on with the PC. But yeah, we pretty much covered gold and covered indices. And then just the only other pair that I trade is energies, which I'll post in the Discord if I see something. All right, guys, catch you later.